Have you ever wondered why certain people just don't respect you? No matter how kind, patient, or giving you are. Maybe it's that colleague who talks over you in meetings, or the family member who ignores your boundaries, or the friend who only shows up when they need something. And you think to yourself, what am I doing wrong? Here's the truth that no one tells us: respect isn't given freely. It's taught, and the people around you are learning from you every single day how to treat you. If you accept constant interruptions, they'll keep interrupting. If you tolerate criticism without speaking up, they'll keep criticizing. If you sacrifice yourself again and again to keep the peace, they'll learn that your needs don't matter. Now, this is hard to hear because it feels easier to believe that people are just cruel or thoughtless or toxic. But the reality is this: when we fail to set boundaries, when we choose silence over courage, when we trade respect for approval, we teach people how to treat us. And until we change that pattern, nothing will change. So today, I want to share with you the 3 powerful shifts that can change everything about the way people see you, hear you, and respect you. These aren't tricks or quick fixes. They are about reclaiming your voice, standing in your worth, and showing up as someone who refuses to shrink to make others comfortable. Because here's the truth: the way people treat you is often a reflection of what you allow. And once you start choosing courage, once you start honoring your worth, you'll notice something incredible. People start to rise to the level of respect you demand, and the ones who don't, they simply fall away. And that's okay, because respect isn't about keeping everyone happy. It's about keeping yourself whole. The first reason people don't respect us is because we fail to set boundaries. Or, if we do, we apologize for them. Let me be clear. Boundaries are not walls. Boundaries are the distance at which I can love you and me simultaneously. But so many of us grew up believing that saying no makes us selfish, or rude, or unkind. So we say yes to everything. We answer calls at midnight. We take on work that isn't ours. We sit quietly while someone disrespects us, because we don't want to seem difficult. And every time we do that, we teach people that our time, our energy, and our dignity are negotiable. I'll never forget talking with a woman who said, "Brene, I feel invisible at work. Everyone dumps tasks on me because they know I'll never say no." And when I asked her why she didn't set limits, she said, "Because I want them to like me." And there it was, the heartbreaking truth. She believed her worth was tied to her ability to please. Here's the reality: people cannot respect what you do not protect. If you don't protect your time, your energy, your values, no one else will. And boundaries only work when they are clear, consistent, and unapologetic. Saying, "I can't help you with that project this week," is a boundary. Adding, "I'm so sorry, I feel terrible," is an apology, and it weakens the boundary. So how do you set boundaries without apology? You state them with clarity and kindness, but without guilt. You don't over-explain. You don't beg for understanding. You simply stand firm in your truth. For example, "I won't be available after 7 p.m., or "I don't participate in gossip conversations," or "I need 24 hours before I can make that decision." Yes, people will push back at first. Toxic people especially hate boundaries because boundaries take away their power. But the more consistent you are, the more you teach people that you value yourself and that they must value you too if they want to be in your life. And here's the beautiful paradox: the people who truly love and respect you will not be offended by your boundaries. They'll honor them, because healthy relationships thrive on clarity, not on guessing games. So if you've been wondering why people don't respect you, ask yourself, where have I failed to set boundaries? Where have I apologized for protecting my own peace? Remember this: every time you set a boundary, you're not pushing people away. You're inviting the right ones closer. Boundaries aren't rejection. They are protection. And protection is the first step toward respect. The second reason people don't respect us is because we keep trading respect for approval. And let me tell you, this one cuts deep. From the time we're little, most of us are taught to be good. Good kids don't talk back. Good students don't challenge authority. Good employees don't question the boss. And somewhere along the way, we learn this dangerous lesson: if we want to be loved, accepted, or safe, we need to keep people happy. We learn to shape-shift, to silence our truth, to overextend ourselves, all in the hope of getting a pat on the back, a smile, a little bit of approval. But here's the hard truth: the more you chase approval, the less respect you receive. Because approval is fleeting. It's based on what others need from you in the moment. But respect? Respect is built on consistency, clarity, and courage. I once spoke with a young man who told me he felt invisible in his friend group. He was always the one driving everyone around, paying for meals, saying yes to every plan, even when he didn't want to go. But when he needed support, no one showed up. And when I asked why he kept doing so much for them, his answer was heartbreaking, because if I don't, they'll stop inviting me. He was trading respect for scraps of approval, and it was costing him his dignity. And haven't we all been there? Maybe you stayed silent when someone made a cruel joke, just to avoid tension. Maybe you said yes to a commitment you had no energy for, just to avoid disappointing someone. Maybe you pretended to agree with something you didn't believe in, just to keep the peace. In that moment, we think we're protecting ourselves. But what we're really doing is teaching people that our voice, our needs, and our truth don't matter. So how do we stop trading respect for approval? We start by recognizing that approval is not love. Approval is conditional. It disappears the moment you stop performing. Respect, on the other hand, comes when people see that you are willing to stand in your truth, even if it's uncomfortable. The next time you feel that pull to please, I want you to pause and ask yourself, am I doing this from love or from fear? Am I saying yes because I truly want to, or because I'm afraid of being disliked? That simple pause can change everything. Because here's the paradox. The more you seek approval, the less you get it. But the moment you stop chasing it, when you dare to show up as your authentic, imperfect, courageous self, you start to earn something far more powerful. You earn respect. So if you've been stuck in that exhausting cycle of people pleasing, hear me clearly. You do not need to shrink, bend, or perform for approval. The right people will respect you not for how much you give, but for how honestly you live. And that's where true belonging begins. The third reason people don't respect us is that we often fail to respect ourselves first. And I know that sounds harsh, but stay with me. Here's the truth. People take their cues from us. The way we treat ourselves sets the standard for how others will treat us. If we constantly put ourselves last, if we talk down to ourselves, if we accept behavior that dishonors us, we're signaling to the world, this is okay. This is what I deserve. I once worked with a brilliant woman, talented, creative, compassionate, but she constantly doubted herself. She apologized in every meeting, even when she hadn't done anything wrong. She downplayed her ideas with phrases like, this might sound stupid, or I'm not sure this will work. And guess what? Her colleagues stopped taking her seriously, not because her ideas weren't good, but because she didn't respect her own voice enough to stand behind it. We think self-respect is about demanding respect from others, but it actually starts in the quiet moments when no one is watching. Self-respect is how you talk to yourself when you make a mistake. It's how you set standards for your own behavior. It's how you honor your own time, your own needs, your own dreams. When you respect yourself, you stop settling for crumbs in relationships. You stop tolerating jobs that crush your spirit. You stop letting people's opinions define your worth. And that shift is magnetic, because people notice. They see you standing taller, speaking clearer, moving with more confidence, and they adjust their behavior accordingly. But here's the challenge. Respecting yourself often feels uncomfortable at first, because it means saying no when you used to say yes. It means standing firm when you used to stay quiet. It means choosing rest when you used to glorify exhaustion. And the voice in your head will scream, you're being selfish. You're letting people down. But that voice is lying. Self-respect isn't selfish. It's the foundation of every healthy relationship you will ever have. So how do you begin to lead with self-respect? Start small. Stop apologizing for existing. Replace I'm sorry with thank you for understanding. Stop downplaying your accomplishments. Own them. Set daily non-negotiables for yourself. Whether it's 30 minutes of rest, protecting your creative time, or simply not engaging in conversations that tear you down. And here's the most important part. Practice speaking to yourself with the same kindness you'd offer a friend, because the world is watching. And if you don't model self-respect, no one else will. People respect you to the degree that you respect yourself. So the question is not, why don't they respect me? The real question is, where have I stopped respecting me? When you lead with self-respect, you stop begging for scraps of respect from others. And instead, you inspire them to rise to the standard you've already set. No. So let's bring this all together. We've talked about 3 reasons people may not respect you: failing to set boundaries, trading respect for approval, and neglecting self-respect. And we've talked about how to shift each of those. But here's the bigger truth I want you to walk away with. Respect is not about controlling other people. It's about leading yourself with clarity, courage, and conviction. Because when you change the way you show up, the way people respond to you changes too. For too long, many of us have lived with this quiet ache of being overlooked, dismissed, or taken for granted. We've convinced ourselves that if we just tried harder, loved more, stayed quieter, or gave endlessly, people would finally see our worth. But here's the truth that will set you free. Your worth is not up for debate. It's not something you have to prove, earn, or beg for. Your worth is inherent. It was there the moment you were born, and the moment you start honoring it, the world begins to honor it too. I often say that vulnerability is not weakness. It's the courage to show up and be seen when you can't control the outcome. And that's exactly what respect requires. It takes vulnerability to set a boundary and risk someone's anger. It takes vulnerability to stop people pleasing and risk their disapproval. It takes vulnerability to hold your head high and respect yourself, even when others don't understand. But here's what I know: when you do this, when you choose courage over comfort, when you protect your energy and stop apologizing for being who you are, your life begins to change. You start attracting relationships where you feel safe, valued, and seen. You start building careers where your voice matters. You start living with a confidence that doesn't come from other people's approval, but from the unshakable knowledge that you are worthy of respect always. So today, I want you to make yourself a promise. I will stop begging for respect from others and start giving it to myself first. I will no longer trade my boundaries for comfort, my dignity for approval, or my worth for scraps of attention. I will stand in my truth, even if my voice shakes. Because here's the reality: the world will never consistently respect someone who doesn't respect themselves. But the moment you rise, the moment you decide to honor your worth, you set a standard that can change every relationship in your life. Respect begins with you. And when you lead with courage, clarity, and self-respect, the right people will meet you there, and the wrong ones will fall away. That's not your loss. That's your freedom. So if you've been asking, why don't people respect me? I want you to leave here with a new question: how can I respect myself more deeply today? Because when you answer that, you won't just change how others see you, you'll change how you see yourself. And that, my friends, changes everything.